If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency and vibration. I don't care that they stole my idea. I care that they don't have any of their own. If your hate could be turned into electricity, it would light up the whole world. Be alone, that is the secret of invention. Be alone, that is when ideas are born. I do not think you can name many great inventions that have been made by married men. All that was great in the past was ridiculed, condemned, combated, suppressed, only to emerge all the more powerfully, all the more triumphantly from the struggle. Let the future tell the truth, and evaluate each one according to his work and accomplishments. The present is theirs, the future, for which I have really worked, is mine. Life is and will ever remain an equation incapable of solution, but it contains certain known factors. Invention is the most important product of man's creative brain. The ultimate purpose is the complete mastery of mind over the material world, the harnessing of human nature to human needs. What one man calls God, another calls the laws of physics. The individual is ephemeral, races and nations come and pass away, but man remains. You may live to see man-made horrors beyond your comprehension. Great moments are born great apart unity. It's not the love you make, it's the love you give. So astounding are the facts in this connection, that it would seem as though the Creator, himself had electrically designed this planet. Marconi is a good fellow. Let him continue. He is using 17 of my patents. Most persons are so absorbed in the contemplation of the outside world that they are wholly oblivious to what is passing on within themselves. Most certainly, some planets are not inhabited, but others are, and among these there must exist life under all conditions and phases of development. The carrying out into practice of the crude idea as is being generally done is, I hold, nothing but a waste of energy, money and time. The progressive development of man is vitally dependent on invention. It is the most important product of his creative brain. When natural inclination develops into a passionate desire, one advances towards his goal in 7-league boots. As I review the events of my past life, I realize how subtle are the influences that shape our destinies. One may feel a sudden wave of sadness and rake his brain for an explanation when he might have noticed that it was caused by a cloud cutting off the rays of the sun. If you only knew the magnificence of the 3, 6 and 9, then you would have a key to the universe. Peace can only come as a natural consequence of universal enlightenment and merging of races, and we are still far from this blissful realization. The progressive development of man is vitally dependent on invention. These are only new devices for putting the weak at the mercy of the strong. One has to be sane to think clearly, but one can think deeply and be quite insane. I am credited with being one of the hardest workers, and perhaps I am, if thought is the equivalent of labor, for I have devoted to it almost all of my waking hours. Deficient observation is merely a form of ignorance and responsible for the many morbid notions and foolish ideas prevailing. My belief is firm in a law of compensation. The true rewards are ever in proportion to the labor and sacrifices made. Merciless is the law of nature, and rapidly and irresistibly we are drawn to our doom. Peace can only come as a natural consequence of universal enlightenment and merging of races, and we are still far from this blissful realization, as and led me to finally recognize that I was but an automaton devoid of free will and thought and action and merely responsible to the forces of the environment.